You guys want to get some coffee or something?
Can I get a cup of coffee? Black? Can't you see we talking? White?
Even little kids in Mexico drink coffee.
Well, I'm not a little kid in Mexico, okay?
That is the best coffee I've ever tasted.
A damn fine cup of coffee.
You want a cup of coffee?
No coffee.
Coffee drinker, huh?
Maybe we can grab some coffee?
Coffee! Coffee, 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 coffee!
God damn, Jimmy. This some serious gourmet shit. Me and Vincent would have been satisfied with some freeze-dried Taster's Choice, right? And he springs this serious gourmet shit on us.
Hey, everybody. It's Friday. That means it's just morning coffee with Keith and John.
Yeah.
And Martin. Okay.
Hey.
Look, just to start things rolling right off the bat, let's go ahead and establish Martin has already seen Black Adam. Okay. So, Martin, come on. On a scale of thumbs up, thumbs down, what'd you think? Up, down?
Well. How do I put this without destroying everyone's expectation? I have to address this. My good friend, the Dark Knight, you said the Black Adam was good. Black Adam was not good. Black Adam was excellent. Go watch it. Oh my God, I'm just planning the rewatch by suggestion of my wife, no less. Before the movie ended, she told me we have to watch this again. It's oh my God! It's like, well, I can only compare when we watch the first X-Men.
Okay.
The same exhilaration of damn, this is a superhero movie. Nice.
That's really good.
Yeah.
So again, was it? How do I put this? Is it something that you could definitely say is in your top 10 of DC films?
What? I'm sorry.
Is it in your top 10 of DC films?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Very high. It could be maybe number 3 or 2, because the first one is Watchmen.
Wow, you've got it that high.
Wow, that's
okay.
Good.
let me ask this: how does it compare with Marvel Productions?
From what year?
Well, let's try Marvel Productions from the early 2000s.
Well, early 2000.
Well, how's it compare?
Wow.
If you had to put it,
I think it's better not compare with the with Marvel. It's a completely different animal.
okay.
It's
That's what I want to hear.
It's like the people comparing Star Wars and Star Trek. You say, dude, they are not in the same league. It's not. You can't
Cool.
compare those two.
Cool. Okay. I'm down. I am so down
Go.
and ready for this.
Damn, it's fine. It's very good. Fine. My one of my one of my daughters. She was in the next room. In the next projection room. Well, we didn't know. She went with her boyfriend, and we met on the house, and and when we started talking about the movie, and we said, "Hey, so you were in the movie in the projection room next door?" And she was so pumped up. And she's like, at last, a superhero movie. I couldn't believe I was going to like it like that. And yes, man, I'm very stoked. If you haven't noticed, it's
Wow.
Morning, Chris.
Good
a
morning.
good movie. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Martin.
Wow.
I'm glad to hear you enjoyed it. This is very encouraging. Are we talking? Are we allowed to talk about post-credit spoilers, or do we have to keep that under wraps?
You mean the,
Well-
the spoiler that
The spoiler that everybody knows.
that has been spoiled for months?
You mean the biggest open secret besides a certain billion-dollar television show that completely sucks?
Gary's not here. You can actually mention the name.
No, I'm not even gonna do them that one. I'm just gonna keep talking about that billion dollar television series that sucks.
Good morning, Don.
Hello,
Good
Don.
good to have you in the chat. Wanna jump
Look,
in?
It is good, as Christopher said. It is good to hear that you liked it so much. Good morning, Penny. Actually, let me just say, first of all, I've done a disservice. I haven't really just said good morning to everyone here. So, Werewolf Jeebus, good morning. Anima, good morning. Scribe Light, good morning. Yeah, Dork Knight, hola, my friend. Let's see. Of course, Martin, because you're here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Zax, good morning. Let's see. And Don Ecker. Good morning, sir.
And Penny.
Dragon Bricks, good morning. Wow.
And
Quite
good
a
morning,
few-
Penny.
Of course, good morning. Good morning, Penny. It is always a fine morning to see you. I'm happy. I'm happy that you liked it, Martin, and I'm definitely going to have to see it. This was one of my. This is one of the films that I was really hoping would be good, and again, as I said before we started the show, I was never really worried about The Rock.
Yeah, and The Rock we trust.
Yeah, I just wanted to know if James Bond was really believable as Dr. Fate. You know, well, that's a
Dr. Bond.
That's a character, though, that we have been promised for quite a while. And had we gotten season 2 of Constantine from NBC, we probably would have gotten that, because that's what's in the pilot. The Helmet of Fate is in his headquarters. It just sits there on a table. It's got a little bit of dust on it, but that's the Helmet of Fate. So a lot of us. Oh, go ahead.
I think the helmet is also in when they go to the house for the Justice Society in Stargirl.
Oh, see, I don't watch Juicebox Justice League. So.
Well,
so are they tying it all in? Are they trying to make it all canon, or is it just...
No, because that's CW. CW is persona non grata at this point.
Yeah,
they're just trying to figure out a way of getting rid of a lot of these shows, because Zaslav didn't like the fact that we were throwing good money after bad on an entire network of programming that isn't really competing.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Why even do that? And again, before I start getting a lot of angry people, I know that there are some of you out there that are fans of some of that stuff. More power to you. But I agree with Zaslav. Why fund it if it's not going to compete? If you're not up there trying to compete against all the top programming on air, there's no reason to be funding it. It's the reason why we got 3-4 seasons of Batwoman. That thing should have never made it out of season 1.
No, that should have made it on the screen in the first place.
Well, no, that's all of current Trek. It never should have made it on the screen in the first place. But
I'm so excited to hear that Black Adam is good that I am. Oh, Whoa, hey. I am literally pooping dragon brick so hard that it's blowing my O-rings of power.
Oh my!
Oh wow!
Well, we have almost all of our dragons today. We have 2 for
Wow.
3.
Wow.
We have yeah, and I'm trying to watch my language because we are I don't know if we're are we broadcast on the
No,
new
not-
network yet? Not yet? Okay.
No, that's
'Cause
still
I
going to
missed-
be a little wait, a couple
Yeah.
of weeks.
I missed the meeting, so but this is really great news, and I'm you know, I'm curious to see if, you know, and again, Martin, I'm sure you don't want to spoil much, but you know, the interactions with the Justice Society, like how Black Adam is going to play into the DC universe. I've heard different rumors that he's going to actually be like the DC universe's Thanos, you know, which would be, you know, because we didn't actually get like a Thanos movie. In the Marvel
I don't
universe.
see.
Yeah, I
But-
don't.
I don't see
that.
it, but let me put this comment from Werewolf Jeebus. Noah Centineo, the kid that who plays Adam Smasher, he said he could have been He-Man. He's big enough, and now that he says it, man, yeah, he could totally be He-Man.
Well,
Well,
Of course, no one like the guy from Reacher. That
oh
that
yeah,
guy,
Oh,
he
yeah.
he is
He-
He-Man.
he could have. Yeah, he is He-Man. I don't even.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
They don't
And
even need to see CGI muscles for him.
Yeah. You know what? Werewolf. I wouldn't put him as the Bruce Wayne T'Challa. I haven't seen the movie yet. I mean, realistically, the thing about Carter Hall is that if the Justice League were Star Trek: The Next Generation, Hawkman would be Worf. He is.
Yep.
He's a fighter. Is really what it is. He's a smart guy, but he loves to fight.
Both
He
the
loves
Thanagarians
to
are.
fight. Yeah, that's the way they are. And so he wants the next big person to go up against. Hawkman's one of the few dudes who, without even thinking about it, would probably fly up to Darkseid expecting to have a fisticuffs, not really realizing how overmatched he is. You know,
Uh,
I mean, he's not even in the same league.
He'd definitely get a swing of the mace in.
He would swing the mace once.
you're going to love Hawkman in this movie.
Oh
Man,
yeah,
all characters are.
It's good to see how far. I forgot what the actor's name is, but he was Hardison
Aldous
on-
Hodge.
Yeah, he was
Good morning, Marcus.
Hardison on Leverage.
Yes.
And this one, this reference is for Don Ecker, our beloved friend. He was the guy, the first guy to kill Sam Winchester in Supernatural.
Yeah, forgot about that. Well, I was going to see it regardless because A, it's got Justice Society, and I'm a big Justice Society fan, and B,
Mr. Ticketron.
I'm at every superhero movie on opening weekend, so
That's what makes you so
I'm a
cool.
sucker. I'm a sucker.
You're not a
I was-
sucker.
I was
You're
even
dedicated.
I was even at Eternals.
You're okay. Okay. I still like you, John. Okay, that is not going to make me not like you less. I'm asking, I'm questioning your sanity, but that does not make me, like you less. So
I'm definitely not going to sleep with you now.
But that's a good thing.
Oh, that's comforting.
No, I went into it hoping that there was some tiny little kernel of something there because of Black Knight. There wasn't. That's the only reason. That's the main reason why I went, was because I was hoping that they were going to do something good with Black Knight, and they didn't.
The
Probably-
problem. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to say probably the most done dirty character in the Marvel universe at this point.
Yeah.
No, man, no. It's got to be She-Hulk or even my man Bug. They shot him both.
I'd like to say this. Kevin Feige is either completely overwhelmed with the amount of work that needs to be done, or he's trying to get fired. Okay. And I'm not somebody that's in it for any other reason other than the fact that I'm a big comic book fan and I love DC and I love Marvel. Okay. In my opinion, there's a lot of changes that are thrust upon these characters that don't need to be made. While there's certain characters that need a small update, I like the kind of Zack Snyder / Dwayne Johnson updating of characters than the extreme, more about political type of updates that certain people want to thirst upon these characters.
Yep.
And it ruins films for the most part. I mean, it ruined Black Widow completely. It ruined.
You've got two attitudes. You've got the Dwayne Johnson at the moment who really seems to care and want to course correct, and he's there's been some shots fired in interviews at the old regime, and then you've got Kevin Feige who at this point I gotta think is taking the Homer Simpson attitude, where Homer said, "If you don't like your job, you don't quit, you just half-ass it."
Man,
he's getting paid. Yep. He is getting paid, and the thing about it is, Bob Chapek has decided to make Marvel his special project. So he's completely given up on Star Wars. He's definitely given up on Pixar. Personally, I think everybody's given up on Pixar.
Well, I've given up on Star Wars too, but it's so sad because I mean, just what Pixar was when it first got going. And the current Pixar is a classic example of the stolen valor mentality. It's people just going, with no talent. They haven't earned their position. They just come in and try and run everybody out that was, that created it, and then try and act like it's all about them. And it's narcissism. It's pure narcissism, and
Pixar name only.
Yeah, basically. Exactly. It's a skin suit. It is. So
well, that's because everybody left with John Lasseter over to Skydance.
Yeah. Well, not everybody, but quite a few of them. There's a few people that ended up at different places, but because of a lot of the weirdness going on at Pixar, a lot of your really talented people left. I mean, how do you? Oh, geez, yeah. So I don't blame. I really don't blame Bob for not wanting to work with them. There's nothing you can do.
Well, they all got Me Too'd out. I mean, that's what the Me Too movement was. It was to run the real creators out.
Yeah, well, not everybody technically got Me Too'd out. Some people left of their own volition. But I mean, yeah.
But, I mean, they saw the writing on the wall, though.
Yeah,
that's
true. They knew they couldn't stick around. And again, it's the reason why I don't expect anything good out of Pixar for the remainder of however long they remain a part of Disney.
It's gutted. Yeah.
It is gutted at this point. The failure of Lightyear pretty much signifies that they hit a wall.
I knew that was a train wreck going into it.
It could have worked. It would have worked had they stuck with the ideas presented by a lot of the original people who were part of the project before they were replaced. And so that's an example of how a bunch of people who really didn't earn their positions decided to try to tell the veterans basically how to make stuff. Yeah. And what you got was a film that completely and utterly failed.
There's I keep getting notifications on Twitter for messages. The thing about Lightyear that I think that they probably didn't even think of is the fact that Pixar did create a Lightyear series that was supposed to be what they said the movie is, which is the adventure.
Buzz Lightyear Star Command.
Yeah,
exactly. And it was it was beloved. You know, anybody that was a kid. I mean, I think I was maybe 20 when the original Toy Story came out. So, you know, there was a whole generation of kids that watched that Star Command show, loved it. And so not only did you kind of alienate my generation, who was, you know, just coming into adulthood, God damn these notifications, you know, and was just blown away at how brilliant it was. Actually, come to think of it, I was probably 18 when Pixar released Toy Story. But, you know, just this pretty much perfect story that blew everyone's mind with the technology. And it wasn't just the technology, it was an amazing story. And then you get the Star Command series that the kids get to fall in love with and buy the toys and wear the t-shirts. And then, you know, so this was literally a movie, again, made out of narcissism. You know, the fact that they didn't want Tim Allen to be a part of it, you know, was, I did hear, and I don't know if this is true, and I apologize, I'm going to have to go in a few minutes because I'm actually, you notice I'm in my studio, I'm actually kit bashing an escape hatch today. For
and not lifting.
Yeah, I heard that Tim Allen is doing a Santa Claus series for Disney Plus now.
Yeah.
Which I actually really love the Santa Claus series, even the third one, even though it's not as good as the other two, but there's a lot of fun. And it's, you know, I hate to see another Disney franchise get flushed down the tube. So I hope that Tim Allen maybe has some say-so in it. But I think that's really the key, you know, going back to The Rock. And there are things, you know, that choices and attitudes that The Rock has that I disagree with. But overall, I see that he really does care. Oh my God, please stop. He really does care about what happens next, and he wants to take charge, and he wants to make sure that it doesn't get screwed up. So even though, I don't know, like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing Black Adam. I'm looking forward to seeing what a course correct for DC is. And it's like any fan, and I think this is an attitude that we all should take. We may still not agree with all the decisions that they make for the franchise, but it's just so refreshing and satisfying to know that it's now at least tentatively in the hands of someone who really does give a dragon brick. Not to cuss. So I'm going to leave you with that thought because I got to get to work. But I love you guys. Happy Friday. Everyone have a great weekend. And to everyone in the chat as well, have a great weekend. Yeah, I'm out. Take care.
Bye, Chris.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Have a good one. Be good.
You too.
Hi, Chris.
Be good. Oops. Hold on. I'm trying to leave.
That's asking a lot. That is asking a lot. I will definitely say I agree with a lot of what he said, although personally, there are a few things that are currently a part of this new iteration of DC that I think we could do without. I admire the fact that Dwayne Johnson doesn't really want to be the guy in charge because no good can really come of that. I think if you're someone of his stature to just sit in one place and sort of try to control this, that's a time-consuming job. And it's, you know...
Rock needs to be on the move.
Yeah, he needs to... Hey! Harry!
It's the boss.
I've been awake for about 10, 12 minutes. Sorry, guys. I'm
all
not
good.
sticking around. I'm just coming on to see, what are we going to do today, this afternoon? So we got a show at 2. What are we going to talk about? We don't have a guest.
Well, we'll talk about... We'll throw a little bit of a goodbye party for our favorite Hollywood vampire, a.k.a. Hamada.
Walter Hamada?
Yeah, because today is the official day he had to be out. Even though he left early, today was the day.
Yep.
It's like when a bar is closing, you know. Those last lines. What's that song? from
Closing time. Supersonic.
Supersonic, yeah, or Semisonic.
Semisonic.
Semisonic did the song "Closing Time," which, according to the lead singer, is about being born. But there's a whole comment in like the second verse about drinking. So finish your drink of beer or whatever that line is, and I'm like,
you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
But you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. And that's what David Zaslav said.
Hey!
I love how they try to cleanse everything and make it look like he's stepping down or exiting. It's like they always try to clean it up.
Yeah, trying to save a little face there, even though, he's completely and royally screwed up. I mean,
he's been sitting there for months going, guys, it's me, Walter. I've got empty things on my desk. You can give me work.
Man, I'm gonna tell this about your command boss is the telling Hamada that you can stay here. Nah, that's too light. He deserves more a kind of with a Clarence Boddicker touch, like a "Can you fly, Bobby?"
Gold star for the RoboCop reference. Gold star.
Yep. Can you fly, Bobby?
Morning, guys.
Man.
Hey, it's
Dork's
kid today.
So we're going to talk about Walter Hamada. What else are we going to talk about?
I thought we were just going to throw him a nice little goodbye party. Have everybody come in, do your last Walter Hamada impressions. Because we're going to have to retire all of that when he's gone. I don't foresee him going to Marvel and doing anything of any real, I'm sure Kevin's like, yeah, Walter, you have a decent enough resume.
That was the comments made on Facebook last night and Twitter. People going, bet you Disney's going to scoop him up.
Good luck.
Marvel,
to do what?
Maybe Kathleen Kennedy.
If they want to lose money.
I mean, seriously, if he gets hired by Kathleen.
You mean lose more money?
I think if Kathleen decides to hire him, my advice would be to Walter, keep your resume handy. And
Walter, keep your resume handy.
Because, Mr. Tickle Trunk. Geez.
We only missed Gary's Hamada impression. Guys, it's me, Walter. I'm in the office. If you need anything.
Not today.
Greenlight a movie? I'll greenlight it. I'll greenlight anything.
Walter, we'd like you to come to the front.
Hey, Martine.
Bring all your stuff.
Why is the guy scraping my name off the window?
Martine, so you were saying you saw Black Adam. Correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't he a producer? Wasn't he credited?
Yeah, he was credited. We were talking about that in the pre-show.
We'll still see Ann Sarnoff and Toby Emmerich and Hamada Jeff Johns on projects for a few years.
Another year.
We'll see him on The Flash. We'll see him on Aquaman.
Well, The Flash only has another year.
Yeah.
Mr. Tickle Trunk, I guess seeing that I'm here, I will give you a video. And because once again, thank you for your Canadian $2 super chat. For that, you get this wonderful Chili Palmer moment.
You're squinting like you need glasses. Well, what do you look at me? What? What I'm thinking is, you're mine. I fucking own you. But what I'm not doing is feeling one way or another about it. You see, you're not a person to me. You're an entry in my book. That's all. You're just a guy who owes me money.
Boom, baby. Thank you, Mr. Tickle Trunk. I'm not
has another one.
Oh, another one.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I jumped in at the right moment. I didn't mean to derail the show. I just needed to check what we're going to talk about. So we're going to focus on Walter Hamada. All right.
Yeah, we're throwing him a goodbye party.
Thank you again, Mr. Tickle Trunk, for your Canadian $2 super chat. Hamada quits at 2 p.m. holding a box while crying. 2 p.m. Central Time? Because that'll be right when the show starts. I'm not saying that that's interesting, but that's interesting. So we're going to start the show at 2:00. We'll be celebrating the demise of Hamada's Warner career. That'll be wonderful. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I should mention. Of course, Saturday morning fun time tomorrow. Don't know what we're going to talk about tomorrow.
All kinds of. Well, we'll start getting some of the. Look, I think a few more people by Saturday will have seen Black Adam, and
Oh, so good. I had to see it opening night. Took my son.
Yes.
Oh, look right at you. Okay, seriously, let me ask this: how would you rank this movie compared to all the other DC films that you've seen?
I love the photo. Before you go into it, I love the photo of you and your son.
Yeah, that's a good
thank
photo.
you. Yeah,
that was awesome.
Yeah, he's so tall. I can't believe it. He's
yes,
16.
you look like a dwarf.
I know.
Like,
no, I'm 5'10",
like
so I'm not that short.
We represent the Lollipop League.
But,
the Lollipop League. That's what you look like.
Yeah, he gosh, that's complicated. I mean, if you're talking like all-time DC or just this new DCEU?
Well, of everything that has happened from Warner Brothers that's DC since 2000. So
we really need to the way we need to look at this, Dork, is we are back to Snyderverse. So
this is
the Snyder work before that was absolutely toyed with Warner when we got to see what he made.
So if we're not talking about like Michael Keaton Batman or Christopher Reeve Superman, if we're not including those,
we're not. I wouldn't include those.
So this is
everything from Green Lantern on.
This might be my
no.
It's in the top 3.
Green Lantern.
No, I won't include Green Lantern. I'm just gonna say Black Adam's definitely. I have to give this some more thought. Definitely in my top 3 at least. You know, it's really good. I mean, there's only about like 10 minutes of setup, and then it's nonstop action. Like, I mean, the movie does not feel like its runtime is pretty. It was like a little over 2 hours, but it did not feel like it. You know, I mean, it just was like, and I like how I like the storytelling device because there's kind of a twist with the main character, like at the end, toward like it's funny. The guys yesterday were making a joke calling it a bonus act, and it's like instead of you got 3 acts and then you got a bonus act or whatever, because there is a beat where you think the movie is going to end, but then it like there's that twist. And then it goes like, and it's really, really good. It's really entertaining. It's like,
but the critics hate it.
Of course they do, because it's not woke, because they're not trying to push some kind of agenda. It's good. It was just good. It's like if Zack Snyder was more than a DP, you know what I mean? Like,
what?
Well, a director of photography, a cinematographer, like his cinematography is great. He's just not a really good storyteller. This was like it felt like a Zack, and that's not fair. I don't want to insult it. It felt like a Zack Snyder movie, but like his best movie he hasn't made yet, type of thing. Like it fit the vibe of the Snyderverse. A little bit too much slow mo for my son. Didn't bother me any. But that was his one complaint. I thought it was perfectly done, especially because of the
slow mo. The slow mo lets you see the details on
exactly. Yeah, not just that, but he's also moving super fast, so they gotta all that slow mo's necessary.
Yeah, and just so the critics understand, sometimes the story can be told through action.
Yeah.
Hey Gary, before excuse me. Danny.
I know
I'm pretty much done. I don't want
to
spoil it.
I got a video lined up. Don't worry. I'm on it, buddy. I saw you kept it up there for that reason. So, hey, Mr. Tickle Trunk, just for you.
Thank you for your cooperation.
We have this message from you. What have you? Do you have something to tell?
What?
Because you got in just when he led.
Well, only reason I'm here, Chris, is because we have to plan for TGIF this afternoon. And I stopped in so I can know what the thumbnail is going to be. Mr. Pissy Pants.
Hey, Joe's atmosphere. Yeah.
So I'm going to bounce. I want to thank you guys for doing the show today. And this is Gary fucking off. I got one in.
Oh my God! Well, 24 minutes. You're
We've been
okay.
F-bomb free.
Oh no,
You're
not
clear.
with me.
You're clear.
Fuck you. Fuck everybody. Fuckity fuck fucks. Okay, bye guys.
Wow.
All right.
Kingsport, you're gonna love this movie.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, it's yeah, so good. So
Now,
good.
did either one of you guys see it at an AMC? Or
No, I
is there
saw
anyone
it.
out there that actually went to AMC? Because if you go to AMC, you're going to get the special popcorn bucket that they have for Black Adam.
Yeah, I'm going to AMC.
You're going to
Bummer.
AMC? Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
that
I
one
went
looks
to
nice.
My local theater jacked up the
Cinemark.
price of their tickets by like $3. And I'm like, okay, thank you. You've given me enough impetus to go back to start going back to AMC because it's cheaper,
Wow.
including gas.
Wow.
Wow.
I think
Because I got to
went
drive to
a
Warrensburg, which is
Cinemark,
30 miles
and
away.
I want to say the tickets for an XD showing, I think they were like $14.25, including the Fandango fee. So they were $14.25 a piece. But that's also the XD theater, which is awesome. It's not quite IMAX, but it's big. And the sound's really cool
Well,
too.
it's costing me $6 for the ticket.
Yeah.
By the time, tax and everything.
Yeah, no, I couldn't wait. I wanted to see it opening night. I wanted to take my boy,
Which is
they
why
didn't have
I
the
won't be
popcorn bucket,
here.
though.
I'll have to leave early on TGIF.
Okay. Hey.
'Cause I'm going to.
Yeah, you're going to go see
You
the
should.
movie.
You
Yes.
should.
Yeah.
It as excuses go, that's the best one. Man, you have to go IMAX if you can.
Oh.
I actually would love to go see it in IMAX, but I would have to.
I saw it in IMAX.
Yeah,
Wow.
the IMAX theater here is an AMC. We used to have a really nice one called the Brendan Theater at the Palms, but because of freaking COVID, the Palms closed, so then the theater was family owned, went out of business. But the AMC added 2 IMAX screens at Town Square. So
Closest
Vegas.
IMAX to me is up in Independence, which is about 65 miles away.
Whew.
Damn.
So,
Dude, it literally took me 5 minutes to get to the movie last night, and it would have only taken me another 5 to get to the IMAX. But I like.
I live in a fairly small town, only like 20,000 people.
Oh, yeah.
So, I'm close enough to Kansas City that I'm like 65, 70 miles away from Kansas City. So if I need to go to a city, it's about the same distance from Columbia, which is 100 and
I
couple
forget
100,000.
you guys are out there in the Midwest,
Yeah,
and
I live in a small town too, 30 million people in Mexico City.
I sometimes Vegas feels like a small town. Like everybody knows everybody's damn business. Like there's no way I'm more than 2 degrees of separation away from every single person in this town. I'm not even kidding. Just being here 13 years and all the people that I know and all the events that I've done and I swear I run into everywhere I go. I either run into somebody I know or somebody who knows me, and like I either forgot them because it was at an event or they know me through somebody else type of thing. It's weird because there's like, I don't know, like 800,000 million people here or something like that at any given time.
Hey, Scott.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The reason we're here, Danny and I, at the bottom of the panel, is to answer this question: who on the panel has watched Black Adam? Well, Danny and I have watched it. So in this case, being at the bottom of the panel, we are the power bottom of the show.
Yeah. I'll be.
I caught several bits of the show, just enough for Chris to say, "pooping dragon bricks," and then Gary getting in there the F counter 6 times, just enough to, yeah, okay, it was quite interesting. I will have to say I have not seen Black Adam yet. I'm looking forward to it on Sunday. It's supposed to be really good.
That's what I'm hearing. But that's a good thing. It's a good thing that this movie is good. It's worth your time. Sounds like it's really worth the money. They have a really, really good cast, it looks like. And,
Oh man, the Pierce Brosnan, like, is so good in this. Like he's just so like stoic, and he's
That's what Keith has been waiting to hear.
He's just chill, and he kind of. I mean, there's this one scene. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not spoiling anything.
I
okay,
didn't want to say anything,
but well, there's plenty of scenes that he's in that are great. But he's just so chill. Like stuff will be going around, and he's just like he sits down, eats a mint. I mean, that's in the trailer, so I'm not spoiling anything. But it was, yeah.
Hey, I got a what if situation here.
Okay.
Yeah, I know you haven't seen the performance of Bond as Dr. Fate, but can you picture Sam Neill as Dr. Fate?
Yeah. Easily.
Oh yeah, easily.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, this was good. This was he was really, really good in the role, and the guy that played Hawkman was really good too.
Yes,
Aldous Hodge.
Yeah, he was really good. Yeah,
he was. I think he was maybe a little too good. Yeah, because he competes for the center role with Adam.
Yeah, I mean, he's always trying to like fight him, which is stupid because he gets his butt whooped every time, but he doesn't give up.
Well,
that's Hawkman.
That's Hawkman. That is Hawkman in a nutshell. He's like that. He's like that mid-sized to smaller dog that doesn't care how big the other dog is.
No, and then he knocked it out of the park. Honestly, I don't know a lot about the JSA. I was more of a Marvel guy, and I'm really not familiar at all with.
Here,
Hawkman.
let me give you a quick summary. Ready?
Mhm.
The Justice Society is the oldest superhero team in comics. Period.
Right. That I do know.
Second oldest. All-Star Squadron was first.
Oh, I'm sorry. All-Star Squadron was first.
Sorry.
Oh my!
Remember,
God.
that's my favorite era is the Golden Age. So.
John Alf Keith.
Boy, that's a first.
And Hawkman was, I think, the one most consistent leader that they had was Hawkman.
Well, then good. Yeah, because it's good. If I wasn't so busy, I have 2 charity events this weekend. I'd go see it again this weekend, but I'm not gonna have time to.
There's a room for a lot more characters to be added.
Oh yeah.
I think part of what is slowing them up is the confusion as to whether or not they should invite certain characters into this universe that have already made pseudo appearances in other places, unfortunately on the CW. But I think there's ways that you can get
Garrick.
No, that's not what I mean. I mean, that's a good example, but that's not.
Well, there was a Hawkman, but he was kind of a cuck. The one in the what was that? Legends of Tomorrow, was he in that?
Yeah. What I was talking about is in Stargirl.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen any of Stargirl.
Starman and Stripey.
Yeah, all that is built on
Our Man.
All of that is built on the JSA. Those are not Justice League heroes, Earth 1 heroes. Those are all Earth 2 heroes. And but Stargirl isn't a part of it. What I mean is I could see them having Johnny Thunder. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I could see them with Wildcat. I could see them with
Sandman.
Sandman would be phenomenal. I could see them with Our Man.
Dr. Midnight.
Dr. Midnight. Oh my goodness, Dr. Midnight.
Jimon Hunsu again?
Say what?
Do you think? The first time we saw Dr. Midnight was in the Keanu movie, and it was played by Jimon Hunsu.
Oh, that's a different. No. That was Papa Midnight.
Papa, right.
That's an occult character. What we're talking about is the superhero known as the Sandman, and
Dr. Midnight.
Yeah, he wears Dr. Midnight wears a well, Sandman likes to wear his mask and the sand gun, and
Yep.
then
It's got a gun that shoots sleep gas.
yeah, and
John Stewart, Green Lantern. That's what we need. Sorry,
We need
looking at
all
John's-
lanterns.
yeah,
all
yeah.
the lanterns.
See, both of you guys are wrong. We need all of the lanterns.
That's what I said.
Yeah, no. I agree with you. We need all of the lanterns because this whole we got to have this one, we got to have that one makes no sense.
I want to
It's
see
like-
Black Adam 2 bring Alan Scott out of retirement.
Green
See,
Lantern.
Alan's okay. To me,
Yeah.
I wish we. Oh, geez.
Green Lantern should be a series with
Yeah, I think
multiple-
that Green
with
Lantern
multiple
Corps
protagonists.
would be a really good HBO Max television show. I think
You guys got me thinking now. Oh
They
my
won't-
goodness.
And they
So
they won't do the greatest Green Lantern of all time.
In
Jack
like
T.
minutes.
Chance.
What?
So while you guys are all thinking
I'm
about
a guy
this, I just
Gardner
got to
guy.
say the music for Black Adam I've already heard is really phenomenal.
Yeah,
I
I know the score's good. They dropped some money on a big pop song. I don't want
Yeah.
to spoil it, but
Yes,
Well,
they
at-
did.
at
Yes,
least
they
two.
did.
yeah,
At least
and then there's a really cool they take a couple of riffs from an old Eastwood.
Holy.
Why is Polly always hating on me? What did I ever do to you, Polly? You just jealous because I have a smoking hot
What's up, Pauly?
Latina fiance.
Well, I was going to say, look up Jack T. Chance. He was kind of short-lived, but he's basically if Lobo was a Green Lantern without
Oh,
Lobo's
wow.
powers.
Oh my God.
What?
That kind of attitude is a Green Lantern.
While you're
All
doing
right.
while you're doing that, may I just suggest Robert Redford for Alan Scott? Perfect casting.
Yeah.
Perfect casting. That's who should be it. And I mean the real Alan Scott, not the version that they cranked out in the early 2000s where they changed everything about his character. I mean the real Alan Scott.
But
He has that kind of gravitas.
yeah.
Well, we have a new
That's a deep cut.
person in
Mary
our
Burney,
audience.
welcome to Pop Culture Minefield,
Greetings.
Mary Burney.
Welcome.
It's good to have you.
So, Polly, have you seen it yet? Since you're in here, if you let us know in the chat, I'm willing to bet you like it if you have. I'm willing because it's it's really really
Okay,
good.
we have this one.
Thank you, Mom.
Uh-oh.
You're in trouble, Polly.
Man, you never want to fight the mama, man. You never want to fight the mama. That's when you know you messed up, man.
Okay. This is a joke, but Danny, you got to have your mom handle your business.
Oh,
You went there. I can't believe you went there, John. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
well, I mean, if Aquaman's mom can,
Yeah.
Look. There's a lot of really cool stuff that could be ahead for this film. Possible people that you could see in the sequel. I'm hoping that the next Shazam movie, Fury of the Gods, will be good. Given that cast and the fact that they have the return of what will now be her third DC Comics film, Helen Mirren,
Helen Mirren, yeah.
returning
Isn't that
for
crazy?
this. So,
My first celebrity crush.
oh, it's hard not to fall in love with Helen Mirren. I was
And-
just watching her in Red.
She's
You
still
know,
hot.
Oh my God. Oh,
Yeah.
Gary will tell you. Gary will tell you if that's one thing that we could really agree on is how hot she is. You know, wow, Helen Mirren. Jeez.
Helen Mirren in Excalibur.
Oh my goodness.
That's where I was like,
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez, dude.
Morgana the Fae.
Retro Nerd Girl, hello. How are you? And Adega Outlaw, hey, welcome.
I tell you what, though, my theory is starting to, like, because I said that a certain thing was going to happen at the end of this movie, and then a certain thing was going to happen at the end of Shazam.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, I was right about the first thing. So I really hope I'm going to be right about the second thing, because if I am, then like the next movie they do is going to be Chef's Kiss.
It's going to be Superman versus Black Adam. That's what.
Well, with
that's
Shazam,
the Rock's,
Shazam's going to.
The Rock's pretty much already confirmed that.
No, yeah.
I want to ask you something to the whole of the panel. Danny, listen to me, please. Did you watch that movie, The Raid, the one in the building?
The what?
Yeah, The Raid.
The Raid. No, I haven't seen The Raid.
Oh, you have to watch.
Watch The Raid.
What's that? Is that like a
in
Netflix?
my opinion,
it's a Thailand movie. It's from Thailand.
Oh
no, Thailand, no, Indonesia.
Yeah, you're right, Indonesia. You're right.
With an American director.
Yeah.
Yes.
But trust me, dude. It's like if you put if you take all of the action that you've seen in all three John Wick movies and put it inside one film in a building, with John Wick having to go from the first floor up to the top floor, fighting his way up. That's what it is.
Is it The Raid Redemption from 2011?
No, that's the sequel.
That's the sequel.
That's the sequel.
Okay.
First one's called The Raid.
I was going to say it's like a Daredevil hallway scene for an entire movie.
Yep.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
What I wanted to go to was a fight between Black Adam and Superman, or Black Adam and Shazam should be like the final fight of that movie. Superman with Shazam against Black Adam, and they are suffering.
That's part of my theory.
Yeah, well, that's
part of mine
too.
You know, so
is that Superman's going to show up at the end of Shazam and go, "Hey, I need your help."
that's exactly what's going to happen, and I think I really do.
Yeah, but
and it's going to actually be Henry Cavill this time instead of just some guy in a suit.
just
stunt double.
Yeah,
with the suit on. Yeah, that would be an interesting fight because it's an even match.
I mean, it kind of depends on which version they go with, because I've seen the movie, so I want to be careful because I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. It's different. The power set's different. Like, so Superman, there's kryptonite and magic. Those are the two things.
Yeah, that's the two things he's weak against.
And so in Shazam is actually stronger because of that.
Yeah.
That, and he's willing to kill where Superman no longer is.
Yeah,
so
and
they would make a really good fight, and I think you have to have the Shazam part in there with Superman because Shazam's got magic too, but he's so inexperienced with it.
That's what I mean. That's the reason why it's an even match. It's Superman and Captain Marvel versus Black Adam. It's an even match because Black Adam has the strength to be able to go toe to toe with Superman, and since Superman has a weakness to magic, that gives Black Adam the advantage. And then he's definitely got it over as far as battle awareness and really just having more battle knowledge than Captain Marvel. So he could take them both on and probably win.
Yeah. I mean, the way they've beat him in the Black Adam, they've taken that away, and I'm being extremely vague because I don't want to spoil anything. Bye, Tickle Trunk.
Thank you.
So, like the easy way to kill Black Adam, if you will, that's not a factor based off of what they've set up. So,
okay.
Well, I mean, that just means that Black Adam and Captain Marvel both are characters that can go from being in, say, a Justice Society, Justice League movie and turn around and also make a cameo appearance in Justice League Dark.
Yeah.
They straddle the edge between both of those. And again, that's definitely something I'd love to see that movie. But that could be on the horizon.
Yeah, but we've got Justice League Dark. That means it's J.J. Abrams. Unless they can bounce him and get
no. That project is over for him. Okay. In fact, they just took
Guillermo del Toro should be handling that project.
Well, he should have, but we all know how it goes with him. Once he gives you an offer and you reject him, he's done. He doesn't go back to ask twice.
Yeah, but if they go and ask him, he might take it up. You don't think he will if with a new regime? Say, hey, look, we weren't here when they refused. We would have taken you up on the offer.
Well, I just watched.
He won't do it.
I watched an interview. The Rock makes shit happen.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure he would talk to Guillermo del Toro, but I'm sure Guillermo would. That's his rule. Once he's asked, that's the reason why we're not getting a Hulk television series. You know, I mean, again, Marvel turned him down. They told Guillermo del Toro no. I mean, what were you guys smoking?
And
probably not as good as what Danny's got going on, but
probably not the same stuff that DC was smoking, letting Black Adam or letting the Rock set for 15 years.
Oh God.
Well, I'm grateful for that. I think that helped him to make such a good movie.
Yeah. Well, it gave him the opportunity to be surrounded by people who would have his back creatively. Yeah. But that's a long time. I mean, seriously, that's too long. You've had one of current cinema's biggest names, and you've kept him on the sideline because you were stupid.
Keith, I would like to ask you something. Do you think The Rock will be in charge of the DCEU?
No, he doesn't want it. They've already asked him. He's already answered the question. I think, and it works out better if he's not, because I still think that he has other things that he wants to do, but he does want to be given the opportunity, though, that whoever is running it, he wants to be given the opportunity to help them create the plan. He wants to be a part of the creative team, but he doesn't want to run it because there's.
Well, he's already got $7 Productions, so I mean,
but I mean, he's also, chances are he's got other film things that he wants to do, but he is such a big DC fan that
I heard they're doing San Andreas too.
See, he's got other things he wants to do, and I you know what? That's great. I'm glad he does. My only hope is that whoever they put in charge, because it's all right to go ahead and say the words, whoever is put in charge of DC Studios needs to actually be a DC fan of some type. I'm not saying you got to be the world's biggest fan. I'm not saying you got to know names of the inkers and the artists and issue number. I don't think you have to be any of those things, but you do have to have some kind of a working knowledge of who all these characters are, because that's the biggest complaint that I have with Walter Hamada. Had Hamada had somehow been imbued with the knowledge, we would have gotten a lot more stuff. Number one, he should have just day one said, we're going to have a Static movie instead of turning it down. He turned it down. And I'm still trying to deal with
Batman Beyond.
If I were to ask him why you turned it down, why did you turn down making a Static movie? If his answer is not somewhere around I was taken over by aliens or the body, then he's an idiot.
Or right. I had an aneurysm at that moment.
It has to be something like that.
Same Batman Beyond. It's like,
Oh no, he straight up said those words.
Yeah.
And it's like, so were you born an idiot? I mean, is it something that you can catch occasionally? I mean, because obviously Batman Beyond, everybody wants to see that. I mean, my whole thing is think about everybody's reaction when they found out that Warner Brothers was going to get Michael Keaton to come back and be Batman.
Yeah.
Now, think about the reaction when they officially announce a Batman Beyond movie with Michael Keaton as Old Man Bruce. Oh, that's going to blow the roof off of everything.
They better hurry up and make it happen. Keaton ain't getting any younger, man. He's like, what, 70 or something?
But yeah, but see, that's the thing about that part. You don't have to do that much.
70's the new 50.
You really don't have to do that much. But the guy who has officially lost his job as of this afternoon needs to, that would be something that maybe a year or two down the line, I would really, because I'm not really trying to, I know I've been a part of making fun of the guy, but I really want to know what was going through his mind when you get hired to have that job of running the DCEU and you make some obvious boneheaded mistakes. I mean, if somebody were going to pay me millions of dollars to do something that I'm not familiar with, like, say, NASCAR.
Yeah.
I would go ahead and read up on everything NASCAR if I was getting paid millions to run it.
See, I was going to make that point. It doesn't, and if it's someone that doesn't have a full knowledge, they're willing, as long as they're willing to do the research and go, okay, what's this character you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay, let's look him up. Let's look at some issues. Let's look at some story arcs. Let's watch some DC animated and see what's going on there.
There's people all around that would be willing to help. You can't tell me that you couldn't have picked up a phone and called somebody.
I know for a while there. Or go ahead, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, even Ben Affleck, he could have called up Ben Affleck and goes, hey, what are some of these other Batman characters? I'm sure Ben would have told him.
Yep.
It's just, you can't get paid that kind of money and ultimately have your reasoning be, I don't know. I had no idea. If you're making... Yeah,
that's inexcusable. That's
if you're making millions of dollars, you learn.
No, Jeebus, he was pitched a static movie.
Yeah.
He was said, it was actually in development at one point, and he was like, nah.
And now that and Jeebus, now that I shouldn't say now, they've been around now almost 3 years now. They actually have a film development arm for Milestone, but Hamada never did anything with them. He could have easily just gone to those guys who don't have as much money as he had to play with. He could have made a deal. They could have done something together to make it happen, because Milestone Productions had Michael B. Jordan ready to go.
Yep.
And Michael B. Jordan was going to be one of the producers of the static film.
Whoa. And he passed this combination of elements up. Michael B. Jordan's going to be static.
No.
He was
producing.
Michael B. Jordan wanted Icon.
Yeah. All of that stuff with the Black Superman thing with J.J. Abrams, that's what Hamada was pushing. Even though Michael B. Jordan was with Milestone Productions. He was going to be a producer on Static. He was hoping to develop Icon as the next movie.
Okay.
And Hamada, in whatever state his mind was in, was egging on JJ, going, oh yeah, go ahead and make your Black Superman movie. And JJ happened to mention Michael B. Jordan's name, which is kind of ironic, although I only think ironic up to a point. I don't believe there's such a thing as coincidence. I believe that Hamada was doing it to stop that he was hoping that Michael B. Jordan would be tempted to become the Black Clark Kent.
And then he said he wanted, if he was going to do that, he would be Val Zod. Because he's an actual comic fan.
That's right. That's what an actual comic book fan
what I was gonna say earlier is, Remember when the DC animated movies, like they had to stretch them that were just really, really good?
Yeah, all those people got fired. Hamada let those people go.
Oh,
Yep.
God. See,
They're no longer with the company.
See, before all of the recent firings of all the animation people, all those people who enjoyed, I mean, just name them. Son of Batman, all the Wonder Woman movies.
Justice League War was so good.
Yes, those people got quietly fired by Hamada.
Oh, God, what a dick.
That's the reason why you're not seeing that. So the people who are making the current animation stuff, that's the new crew. And while they
shows.
Yeah, while they're choosing some things that are kind of cool, the quality in the writing and everything else is not there.
So far, they're batting 2 out of what, 6, 8, which is All Star Superman and Justice Society World War II.
No, not All Star Superman. It was
Superman is
Superman, Man of Tomorrow.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
and then Batman, and
That's
then
right.
Batman. They have a Superman movie, a Batman movie. They had the Justice Society movie, which had the Flash in it, which was also a reboot of how they had the Flash from before.
Yeah,
because they wanted to reboot it to match where they are now. That's the reason why in the original version, all those animated movies are more like the comics.
Oh yeah, like Flashpoint. Oh,
Yeah,
so good.
well,
Batman,
in the new version, they made sure that when they did the Justice Society animated movie, that Iris was black. They changed Iris for that movie.
My man, Kingsport. Look what he says.
They Under the Red Hood, that's one of the early ones. They fired everybody who did all that.
Yeah, that's a shame because those were they were good. And like it seemed like every single one of them was good.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. That's the thing about why a lot of us know that a lot of the people reporting this stuff are very biased, because when Hamada did that, that was kind of a quiet thing, and they got away with it. Nobody said anything. Nobody got upset. Zaslav does it because these current people aren't that good, and you would have thought he was eating babies. You know, I'm serious. The reaction to him, I mean, again, it's never good to fire anybody. But a lot of you out there got to understand that the current animated stuff that's being produced is not the same team that was doing all of the stuff that a lot of you seem to be naming that you liked. Those people lost their jobs a while back ago, and nobody said anything. And that's the reality.
And all the animated stuff coming out now and for the next several years will all be stuff that Hamada had put into play.
Yeah. Oh, somebody brought up Batgirl. We all know what happened with Batgirl. Yeah, Batgirl was that was also a project that was not done because of a love of the character or anything else. It was done
to check a box.
Waste money on a version of the character as a spinoff to a movie that is yet to come out. In no world does that make any sense.
I was thinking Batwoman. Sorry, Batwoman was just check a box.
Batgirl could have been cool, but the thing is, Hamada didn't want to wait because he knew he was going to get fired before they tried to put it out, and he tried to rush out the movie. Wonder Twins, another bad idea. Because
that's all TV level stuff.
Yeah, well, you know, look. I grew up like a lot of other people grew up with Super Friends, and that's cool stuff. Just the same way some people grew up with the Justice League animated series, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, there's room for all of these heroes, not for just the one or two that we may personally like, especially like, I don't know, Green Lantern. There's way too much of this divisive stuff where there can only be one. Screw that.
Oh no, it's a core.
That was a really
Green Lantern core.
Yeah.
There's practically an infinite number of Green
Yeah,
Lanterns
there's
you
an
can
infinite
have.
number, and especially if you're from 2814.
Yeah, because there's a new one every week. It seems.
Yeah, look, you could do an entire film about everybody that has worked from 2814, and make
That's
it
why we were
really
saying
cool.
earlier, Martina and I were saying that'd make a good series.
For
I think it would
those
make a
for
good TV
those
show.
that don't know, Sector 2814 is the sector that Earth is in.
Yeah, so every Green Lantern from Earth is really the Green Lantern of Earth Sector 2814. So starting with Hal Jordan, then going to John and Guy and everybody that followed after them. There's at least 5 good ones and at least 1 or 2 that I don't acknowledge. So because they suck.
Kyle Rayner.
No, I acknowledge Kyle Rayner. Kyle Rayner is one of us. You know, just think of someone who is a geek who gets one of those rings. That's Kyle Rayner. Okay.
They did Kyle Rayner dirty, that whole girlfriend in the refrigerator bit.
CC.
Oh, hey,
baby. There we go. The John Stewart Green Lantern animated movie, that's from the new crew. That's from the new people.
Yeah.
Okay. That again, those who like it, and I got nothing against you. I got no beef with you. My only thing is that the quality of what they're producing isn't the same as the quality of what you had with the original animated team that they had spent years putting together.
Yeah, like somebody brought up The Killing Joke earlier. That was another really good animated film that they did.
Well,
that was
you didn't like that.
That was a really good end of it. But this whole stuff that they added,
well, all the stuff they added. Yes, I will agree with that.
Yeah,
but when they because I mean it wasn't really long enough the Killing Joke to be a full length movie, so I get why they wanted to add to it, but it was still
they could have but they could have added stuff without doing that.
Now, let me ask the entire panel this. You guys are talking about stuff that you'd like to see coming from the comics. Would you like to see War of the Light with the Green Lantern Corps and all the Light Corps?
No.
No.
No, I'll tell you flat out, no. That's all Jeff Johns stuff. That's Jeff Johns I think what needs to happen in order to improve everything and to get a better quality of story is that we just go through and do what the comics originally had. Look, there's a lot of people who are John Stewart fans because of the animated
because of the cartoon. There's a whole generation, like my son.
But whoa. I want to hold you up there for a moment. As I was going to say, there are a lot of people who call themselves John Stewart fans because of the Justice League animated series. You do realize that the animated series changed a lot about that character.
Yeah.
There is a lot about that character that they had in that animated series that is not true. Okay? For one thing, that whole thing with Hawkgirl never happened. There's a whole side to the character that you are missing because the animated series went a different way. And so when they had actually this year, I think they celebrated John Stewart's 50th anniversary. And so they put out an entire omnibus of John Stewart Green Lantern. And when you read that thing, you will realize that the animated series did as much in a way did dirty to John Stewart the same way a $1 billion television show was ruined by people who had never actually read the source material. John Stewart,
but that said, you have a lot of people like me because, like I said earlier, like I'm more of a Marvel guy. So like when we start getting into the deeper cuts, outside of like Batman and Superman and Justice League and stuff like that, I'm not going to know anywhere near as much as you guys.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. There's a lot to the character that, for one thing, he was actually married. He got married. And the story of what happened, of how he met his wife, how their marriage was. It was really cool. It was a beautiful marriage. And what happened at the very end? Ooh, geez. I mean, Jon Stewart went through it, and how Jon Stewart connects to the rest of the DC universe, who he's related to, and who he's possibly related to in the future, as in the Legion of Superheroes. All that stuff doesn't get talked about. In fact, they changed it for the animated series so that he and Hawkgirl had some sort of a off-brand character who you never heard of in the future, where it's their offspring. And it's like, I'm going, well, wait a minute. Now you've gotten rid of Tyrock.
Can we roll that?
One of,
No, I'm just asking Martine to go back because I did want to say something. Hey, Gary.
I only popping in for a second.
What's up?
I needed to interrupt for a second.
Yeah.
Thumbnail is ready. There you go.
Oh. Classic.
I'll be seeing you guys.
Oh man!
All right, and
Nice.
Also to remind you, in November we're going to have a very special guest.
Yes,
yeah. Oh,
They'll be
okay.
back.
Right on.
And
wow,
she's such a cutie patootie. Look at her.
I know, she's gorgeous. She's
and
gorgeous.
Don't forget that in February we're going to get a special tour of the Frazetta Museum from her and the family, all the Frazetta girls.
Nice.
So
Wow.
that's it. I just wanted to show you that wonderful thumbnail for this afternoon. I will be launching it here in a few minutes. And with that, I'm fucking off. Bye.
He just shows up to drop F-bombs.
Yep.
At the same time that Bill Barkley did. Coincidence? I don't think so.
Right. So there was a comment I wanted to. Dude wanted to call me a Marvel shill. I'll tell you right now, Black Adam is better than anything Marvel put out this year, or in
many years. To be honest.
It's better than anything in Phase 4. You're saying?
Yes.
Maybe 3.
No, well,
no,
because Spider-Man: No Way Home is in that, and then it's not just because of me and Spider-Man.
Yeah,
it's not better than that.
You can't. No, Spider-Man: No Way Home may be part of Phase 4, but it's a Sony production. It's not.
Okay.
It's not. It's just guided by Marvel. It's not really a Marvel production.
For sure. Well, no, like that. So Black Adam is definitely better than, if you're not counting that one, it's definitely better than anything Marvel put out Phase 4.
Wow.
Easily.
That is wow, Danny.
Yeah.
That's right there. It's like boom.
Yeah, so don't call me a Marvel shill. I just grew up with Marvel.
Let me bring this because Bill, our friendly Bill, mentioned the thing. So,
Like, wouldn't you know that back door would trigger a trap door? Yeah.
Well, look. I will say this for all of you who are still kind of new to the Green Lanterns, and especially if you're a big fan of Jon Stewart, I highly recommend the Jon Stewart Omnibus. Read it and enjoy it. I'm envious because, you're coming at this clean, no preconceived type of things. You're just going right into it. And let me just say, Jon Stewart is a badass, but for reasons that were only kind of sort of alluded to in the Justice League series, but you never saw. Jon Stewart enjoyed being out in the universe. He enjoyed representing Earth. He enjoyed all of that stuff. But he is...
Bill, why you gotta be hating? Come on, you haven't even seen it yet.
he is really the Hannibal. If you're talking like if you take the 2814 Green Lanterns and made them like the A-Team, Jon Stewart would be Hannibal, and Hal Jordan would be Face.
You guys ever? Anybody here watching the new Quantum Leap?
Kyle Rayner would be Murdoch.
Yes.
The reason I ask is because
Guy would be BA.
The new in the new Quantum Leap, the guy that the Dr. Sung, he quotes Hannibal. He said, I love it when a plan comes together. And I was like, that's funny. I was like, that's good.
Well, that's really what Warner Brothers should do. They just go ahead and make a massive Green Lantern team up film and just kick some butt like that. Just use all the Earth Green Lanterns and turn it into an adventure. In fact, you don't even really need an origin story. Just go ahead. I mean, they've already established within the Snyderverse, Green Lanterns do exist. They're all over the place. Yeah. I say you just run it like the Green Lanterns have always been here. And if you started with, say, who would I start with? Who would I have the first one to make their presence known?
Abin Sur.
How?
Abin Sur.
No. I wouldn't. I would say I would started with. I would make this post Abin Sur. He's already dead. Hal Jordan's already got the ring, but Hal Jordan's no longer here. I don't know if I would start immediately with John. I would say that John would be working with. You know what? I would have it be Guy.
Guy Gardner. Yep.
You need that kind of personality within the group. You need someone who is willing to start problems. Because so far, everybody's cool with one another. You don't have that one a-hole in the group. The one who you can count on. That's no matter what the problem is. Oh, we got to fight him.
That's definitely Guy. That's definitely Guy.
Guy is the muscle. He doesn't think things through, even though he's got one of the most powerful weapons in the universe on his hand. His first thing is just punch it. Doesn't matter what or who it is. Hal and John, I would have them as serving a different function within the Green Lantern Corps. That way you could still have them occasionally return to Earth. If you do the whole thing with John already having met his wife and being that, it's like a living, breathing universe, because technically that's what it should be.
I can see John Cena doing that. That's funny.
But also it also covers the fact that we've already done it with Batman. Batman is someone who's been operating for years. Yeah. So I think you should do the same thing with Green Lanterns. You should be on a much different Green Lantern than the one that you think you're going to get.
As long as they put that one moment with Guy and Batman in there.
Oh gosh, that's too much, man. I don't believe you can handle that.
That would be awesome.
One punch. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, oh man, see, now I'm thinking about it.
You got to remember, that's my favorite era of Justice League is the Geffen de Mateus era.
Oh, jeez. You know what? There is one Green Lantern that we could start with, and it'd be one that you wouldn't see coming, and that's Jessica Cruz.
Yeah, we could do Jessica Cruz.
Yeah, you could do Jessica, but you'd have to introduce her after introducing Guy. Guy, you'd have to start off with first.
No, I would go ahead because she's the only one that's actually was a cop.
She's got some serious mental problems, so that
she does. But I mean, there's a reason for that. It's tied up into who
the more you talk, the more I think this should be a TV show, like a HBO Max, series. Like, because it sounds like there's a ton of because I only I didn't even know. I've never even heard. What was her name?
Jessica Cruz.
Cruz, yeah, never even heard of her.
Jessica and Simon. Simon Baz.
Who's
the first Muslim Green Lantern. And
there's a lot to the Green Lanterns. There's a lot to the entire Lantern Corps.
That's why I'm like,
for me
Green
personally,
Corps, that would be a good series.
It's everyone they've introduced after Jessica I could do without. As far as I'm concerned, they don't exist because it gets stupid. It gets really stupid. And I would rather not consider those characters at all.
With the exception of Jade.
Oh, well, Bill, I see what you did there.
Jade is the daughter of Alan Scott.
Yeah, that's
Jade and Obsidian are the kids of Alan Scott.
Yeah, that's Earth 2. They don't count in that.
Look at this question.
I mean, the movie sucked, but the guy they cast. For
Yeah, Marcus
Sinestro
Strong. It wasn't a good Sinestro, but
Oh,
we
heck
have it.
yes.
But we have him making Sivana, so
Yeah. I would.
that door is closed for
It's
him.
Dr.
Again.
Sylvanas. So,
Well, the Sinestro thing is what starts everything else off. That also leads to Jon Stewart. Okay? When Sinestro went bad, the next Green Lantern from his sector that took over was someone from his planet. Okay? That person was assigned to Jon Stewart when Jon Stewart became a Green Lantern to be his boss, to be his to be the person that was
Supervisor.
his supervisor, really. Okay, well,
Kingsport, that is what we are.
Yes, sir.
so that's who Jon Stewart married. She is this beautiful. I mean, go ahead and Google her. Jon Stewart's wife in DC. Oh my God, she's a hottie, and it's wow. That would be just the best to see that. I think you're right though, Danny. That would be a television series, but for right now, I would just like to see a big screen version, just to see them on the big screen one time, outside of the little bit we were teased with in Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Well, that never even made it. Like they
yeah, it did. Yeah, it did.
No, he shot it, but it wasn't the Green Lantern.
No. You see a Green Lantern in that. You just don't see the one that you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's the ancient Green Lantern of Sector 2814.
Mm-hmm.
That's who you see in the fight with the gods.
Darkseid. Yeah.
And Darkseid.
Okay, yeah. That's right. Okay.
They expanded that for Zack Snyder's, but that scene was in the original cut.
Yeah.
Okay.
They just didn't use all of it.
Yeah.
And the other thing about Jon Stewart is that scene that they decided not to use.
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Thank you. I was about to say that. Yeah.
Wasn't just Jon Stewart in the scene. Jon Stewart was to be one of 2 Green Lanterns in that scene with Bruce.
Oh. But they went with they did
a lot of
Martian Manhunter instead. 'Cause originally that was going to be Green Lantern, is what.
That was going to be Green Lantern.
That's why there was the green glow in the drink.
That's right.
Yeah.
But the thing is that he was turned down for the use of the Green Lanterns that he wanted for that scene.
Well, what was the other one? Because I know one was Jon Stewart, because I saw photos of that.
Yeah, well, who would you think? I'm going to ask you, Danny, who would you think the other Green Lantern was? And why would Warner Brothers turn him down?
Oh, gosh. Then does that mean it would have been Hal Jordan?
Played by
Ryan Reynolds?
Yep.
Oh, wow. That was a
Zack Snyder wanted Ryan Reynolds back in there to play Hal Jordan and give him a chance to play him right.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, but if you do that, then you're connecting that crappy movie to the Snyder.
Not really. All you're doing is rebooting it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's all. I mean, you look. The only thing is, it's the same thing with Deadpool. The Deadpool that Ryan Reynolds is known for playing absolutely has nothing to do with the Deadpool that you saw in X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yep.
You know, I had managed to forget about that movie. Thank you for reminding me.
So it's possible to just go ahead and reboot characters. And let me just say, Leslie Grace, who was supposed to have been Batgirl and whatever that thing was, make her Jessica Cruz. Problem solved.
Yep. She comes back. She comes back for her. She gets her DC character,
and she's playing a much more powerful character with a way better background and storyline than what they were giving her in that Batgirl movie that they spent $90 million on. God.
Sounds like we all need to just have a what if show. What if these scenarios could occur? But I just want to say bye to the entire panel. Thank you, guys. I'm going to go back and read some more comics this weekend. Have a good weekend, guys.
You too, man.
Yep.
And Deadpool, he killed off the earlier version of Green Lantern, not the one that was going to be in the Snyderverse. So,
yeah,
I just want Bruce Campbell as Meraman.
you know what? Bruce Campbell would also actually make a really good Eel O'Brien.
yeah, he would make a good Plastic Man.
Yeah, he would make a really good Eel O'Brien. So again, it whoever has that job, you need to know something really about the entire DC IP and library.
Hey, Zaslav, are you listening? Hire
No.
this guy.
Yeah. Just hire me? No,
Hire this guy right here, right here.
No, because Zaslav's kind of a. I like him, but he's kind of a mean. I mean, he's kind of got an edge to him.
Okay, fine. Hire me. I'll do it.
Okay, yeah. Hire John.
You can take it.
Hire me as John's assistant.
That would be my first thing. You're my. You're the guy that's keeping the Bible.
Look. Hold on, Retro Nerd Girl. Okay. You know what? I wouldn't really falter for it.
No.
You know, but she's also got to understand, because the way Hollywood works, it really is about business. The people that actually technically screwed her, one of them is the one that got fired officially today. It's not the people who are currently in charge. It's the people who she originally signed up with, screwed her from the very beginning, because they knew this wasn't going to work. See, that's the angle that you got to understand about all this.
You know, people, you say that she's mad, but I'm sure she, I'm sure that check still cleared. I'm, you know what I mean? I'm sure she still got paid. She got her money.
Oh, Bill,
you know,
you want an answer to that? I can officially answer. F no. I'm sure Patty Jenkins got an earful after that movie from the shareholders. So if you're David Zaslav and your Patty Jenkins is going to try to pitch a kind of sequel to that movie, I'll tell you right now, Zaslav is like, no, not just no, but heck no. Okay. Linda Carter, if she is in it, it'll be a different thing than what you saw in that movie. Zaslav wants nothing to do with that film. Nobody connected to it should want anything to do with that movie. You know, there's about as much chance of seeing Linda Carter reprise that portion of the story as there is for Ryan Reynolds basically reviving his Deadpool from X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yeah, no, it's not happening anyway.
Yeah.
and Jeebus, I get it, you know, but the whole the most insulting part of it is they knew that this was going to be the reaction. That's part of the reason why Hamada had to lose his job. He's spending money that he should not have been allowed to spend.
You know, like
Guys, I'm sorry. I need a favor from one of you. Can you send an invite to Joe's Atmosphere?
I'm working on it.
Good, because I can't. I tried, but I can't message him. So continue, and I'm sorry.
Michael, has Michael Keaton said anything publicly about it yet?
Oh, about Batgirl? Oh yeah, it wasn't good.
Yeah.
Oh, he has. Okay, I missed that.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah. Look, I think Leslie should talk to Michael Keaton and get his point of view on it, because he has a very healthy point of view on the whole thing. And I guarantee you, Michael Keaton's at least glad that clown show is gone, that Armada is gone, that everybody that was originally a part of Warner Brothers when they signed him are gone. It's the real reason why J.J. Abrams is getting frustrated right now. He can't get a deal going at Warner Brothers. Why? What they're doing to JJ is exactly what Warner Brothers under the old regime was doing to Henry Cavill.
Yep.
They want nothing to do with you, dude, because the deals you're asking for, I would never make that deal.
It's
Why
not
would
just
I?
that, but JJ's good at like starting stuff but not finishing it. You know what I mean?
No,
Have you noticed
JJ's
that?
good at negotiating for profits and merchandising is really what his gift is. And why would you ever do that? Why would you ever have somebody come in who is not the creator of anything, who wants to take something over and wants to take a percentage of what you would make on merchandising? Why would you ever take that deal? Who would be dumbing up? Oh, Disney.
Yeah.
Oh, Paramount did the same thing. Oh, wow, too bad.
Hey,
Joes.
Hey,
But
what's going on, guys?
That's the reason why JJ is getting frustrated. Nobody wants to do any business with him. And here's the other thing. People are starting to figure out what the real joke is. Anybody that has worked for JJ is currently ruining whatever they're working on, thus spending $1 billion on a television series that you can't really get anything out of.
JJ needs to go back to what he's good at, television.
Oh, he wasn't even good at that.
I liked some of the stuff, but I didn't watch any of his series to completion. But I did like.
Well, then
Alias.
that's why you like it, because you didn't, because he didn't know how to finish anything.
Right.
He started on TV.
Well, everybody raves about Lost, and I've never
everybody
watched
I know
one episode of it. So.
I've never watched Lost because everybody I know has told me don't bother because
I watched all of Lost, and I wish I would have stopped before the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, see? That's the kind of stuff I hear.
I watched Lost. I wish that they had done a better job of explaining the side universe.
Point being, he has a lot better track record there than he does in film.
Yeah.
Yes. Look. Fringe is a really good example.
Was awesome.
Yeah, but you know what happened with that?
Fringe had Leonard Nimoy. So
all of the people who were originally in charge of that show left and had new people put in charge by the middle of the second season. So JJ wasn't even really running the show anymore. It's like Goldman. He never really is. He's supposed to be a showrunner of a bunch of these shows. He hires other people to show run. He just puts his names in the credit. That's all. Or Greg Berlanti, Mr. Hey, I'm gonna create a show and then leave halfway through so I can go start something else. So again, there's a lot of these people that are just too flaky. I would never really hire those people. And look, I get that Zaslav is really good friends with Berlanti and is going to seemingly let Berlanti do the Green Lantern TV series. I wouldn't. I'd tell him, dude, you're too flaky. I'm sorry. Don't take me canceling all your CW shows as anything other than the fact that I think you're too flaky.
Well, it's guys, the pendulum is swinging, but as usual, 2 years later, we'll see it out of Hollywood. We've got you've seen the box office receipts. They're way down because there's nothing original. They're re-releasing stuff now because they have nothing, because the COVID lull is here. The stuff they've put out everything they had produced, and now they're having to produce new ones. Now, next year about this time, we're probably going to see some kick-ass stuff, but we got to wait till then. But, I'm glad to hear Black Adam was good, Danny. I saw that picture of you and your son. That's a great picture, man.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. No,
I don't know who I was watching last night, but they said that I can't remember who it was, but they said that all 4 of the theaters, the theaters it was being shown at the multiplex they went to was packed. And that the post-credit scene, which we all know what it is, people were cheering in the theaters.
Dude, no, like that's how the theater I was at last night was packed.
Yeah.
And people like cheer, like not just at the end credit scene, like people were cheering at other stuff too. Like,
That's kick-ass, man. That's
the important thing is to see if we can keep this going into the second week. If we can keep this going into the second week, that bodes well.
Yeah.
That bodes really well.
Yeah, and it's all good. And if it's, I mean, all indications. Well, the first indicator was to me was when I saw the first Rotten Tomatoes score from the critics. It said like 44% rotten. I said, well, Rhonda, look, it's Star Wars all over again. They got a great movie on their hands. Check it out. The critics hate it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and a lot of them are friends of the people who, especially the person that has today lost his job. I mean, that's the way it works. You make friends with people in the media, and then you keep seeing all these hit pieces and everything.
Yeah, to get access, and you got to write things. Look, critics out there, just be Siskel and Ebert. Say what's on your mind. Don't.
Yep.
If you want to be a good critic, if you want people to listen to you, and you want access, if you really want to be credible, just start saying what's on your mind. Don't friggin' kowtown just to get access. Pay the money for the ticket and say what you believe. Then people will start listening to you.
And actually write a real review. Don't be snarky. Break down exactly what worked, what you think didn't work.
I used to love Siskel and Ebert. I used to watch the show every weekend.
Oh, God.
Because you knew you were going to get what they thought.
That's right. And they would break it down for you. It wouldn't just be, I didn't like it because, and then snarky, whatever you want to say. Yeah. It's well thought out.
Now, if I remember, one of them hated Star Wars. They thought it was cliche. I think it was, who was the more rotund guy? Was that Ebert?
Ebert.
Yeah.
Okay. Gene Siskel dug it. He thought it was cool, but Ebert didn't like it at all. I remember that back then.
Ebert preferred more artsy fartsy movies than Siskel did.
Yeah,
Siskel was at least willing to give the popcorn movies a chance.
Right, he was all about the popcorn.
I think you guys have it backwards. Ebert's the rotund sci-fi fan, and Siskel, Gene was not about a lot of that fantastical.
Okay, did we get it backwards?
Did we get it backwards?
Because yes,
Ebert's the bigger of the two.
Yeah,
or was. They're both dead, actually.
Yeah, Ebert was.
I just remember one of them did not like that movie at all. They thought it was completely cliche. It could have been Siskel, yeah, because he was more the snobby type. He
loved My Dinner with Andre.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, he almost lost it on camera with how good he thought that movie was.
Yeah.
And that was my thought growing up. It's like, well, see, Ebert's more like I am. He's a big science fiction fan. He'll go with things. Siskel's using these words that I'm not really getting, and these boring movies where it's nothing but talking,
Yeah, but getting back to my point, when I saw it had a bad Rotten Tomatoes critic score, not the audience score, the critic score, before they even had any audience scores, I said, "Oh yeah, it's probably going to be good."
That's my general rule. If the critic score is bad, I'm like, I'll probably like this.
Yeah. I mean, it's a shame, but yeah, that's the way you got to look at it.
Yeah, really. And plus, again, a lot of critics aren't really being critics.
No,
there's no real.
Shill is the word, I believe.
That's right. but there's no real difference between them or someone on social media. There is a way to critique something.
They're just another mouthpiece for the studio that's putting it out. Yeah.
If you're going to critique something, let it be known, as if you're talking directly to the people that made the film. Break down what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it, what could have been done to improve it, and then give your overall score of what you thought.
Then you got credibility. People will believe what you're saying.
That's right. It's that simple.
What's worse than shills, we've got activist shills.
Yeah.
Where if it doesn't fit the message, then they're going to poo-poo on your movie, regardless of how good or bad it is.
So it was Siskel who did not like Star Wars.
Yeah. We figured that out. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
No, you're good,
we just got him reversed.
And you, Danny, not to derail the show, but you have got to answer my Twitter DMs, dude.
Oh shoot! I'm sorry. I'm bad.
Yeah, you want to put the show together, but you hadn't answered. It's been almost 2 weeks since I sent it to you.
I need to give you my phone number. Hold up. Let me pull it up.
But anyway, I'm glad to hear that this movie's going to do well, man.
I mean, I hope it does. I was actually wanting.
Well,
to
you said the thing I was most worried about. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a wrestling fan. I dig, but The Rock was never. He was like Hulk Hogan to me. I like the lower tier wrestlers. I'm more into them. But the guy that I want to see this movie for is my favorite Bond ever, Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan
playing
is
Dr. Fate, and you told
the
me exactly what I
emotional-
needed to hear, man.
He's the emotional. He's great.
Yeah.
The relationship between him and Hawkman is really good.
Yeah.
God,
Now,
no,
Hawkman,
it's
is
so
he
good.
is he the I'm never going to stop man's man tough guy in it?
Yeah. We were talking about that
That's
earlier.
what he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Very cool.
Kent Nelson, Dr. Fate, was always one of my favorite characters when I was little. That character, that helmet, I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna get me one of those.
I don't know if
Even
you
if I
guys
have to
play
make-
the I don't know if you guys play video games at all, but Injustice 2 is one of my favorite games ever. I just did a playthrough on it on my Twitch channel not too long ago. Again,
I've only played the first Injustice.
Really, you need to play the second one. Of course, I didn't play the first Injustice. I got the second one because it had Supergirl in it. You guys know she's right next to me in every video I do, and I dig Supergirl. She's my favorite DC character. But
no, Injustice 2 was good. They had other characters like downloadable like you could
they had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
Ninja
in
Turtles.
there as visiting ones. They had a couple from. Of course, it's made by the same company that makes Mortal Kombat. But all that aside, one of my favorite characters in that game is Dr. Fate. Now you got to remember, I didn't read DC as a kid. Okay, I'm learning all of the stuff about DC from video games that they put out. I've never read the books. Matter of fact, the only comics I've ever collected was Supergirl comics, and I did buy. The reason why I asked you who Harry Simon was, Danny.
I guess I missed
He
that.
lived in the Vegas area. I thought maybe if you went to the comic book shops there, you might have run into him. Dear friend committed suicide there about I want to say 5-6 years ago on a Christmas, and but he's still like second or third contributor on the DC Wiki. I mean, this guy knew DC Comics backwards and forwards.
No, I mean, I've ran into George Perez a lot at Cosmic Comics. He's another one that's passed away, but
right, but yeah, man, I'm learning from the video games about these characters, and Dr. Fate was one of the coolest characters in that Injustice game.
Dude,
he really was.
I really like a lot of people, I don't know if they're just haters or Marvel shows or whatever. First of all, they need to understand Dr. Fate's been around a lot longer than Doctor Strange.
Hello.
Yep. And a lot of people.
All these characters have. I mean,
they're a lot of people online have been hearing like complain that he's Doctor Strange or Dr. Fate, like
it's two totally different characters.
Completely different characters, 1 and 2. But because there's some of the powers and some of the stuff that he does is kind of, trippy or whatever. People are just trying to say, oh, well, DC's just copying Marvel. I'm like, no, they're not, man. It's totally different.
Well, the one thing that I will tell a lot of the Marvel fans is that a majority, 90%, 99% of what if you're under the age of 30, 90% of what Marvel to be was created after 1960. The characters that we are talking about, some of them are from 1939, 1940.
Yeah, pre-World War II or that era.
Yeah.
I mean, what I was going to say about Dr. Fate, the difference between the two characters, and correct me if I'm wrong. Remember, I'm just learning these guys in the last decade from playing video games. But Dr. Fate, everything is about the helmet, the artifact that he carries. He turns into a different person and it's all about order with him.
Everything. He's basically got a god in his helmet that's powering him.
Yeah,
the Lords of Order, right? They run the helmet,
Naboo. Right?
Yeah.
Basically, the helmet of Naboo it allows them to have a representative in our world of order, and so what you have is someone who is meant to be a vessel /
God, I can't wait till you guys see this. When are you seeing it?
I'm not going to
themselves.
see it until probably Monday night. I would think.
Damn.
I think
Oh
at the
my
earliest I'm going to
God.
see. Well, dude, I work on Friday and
No,
Saturday
no, no,
nights.
no,
I'm
no.
a resident
I
manager,
get it. This.
and it's
Yeah.
football Sunday. So
I'm
Yeah.
itching to talk about it.
yep.
I know I am too, especially.
I'm trying not to talk about it. I'm trying to talk
Yeah.
about stuff we already know.
Yeah.
What these characters are about, and asking Danny, does this reflect the way they're shown in the film?
Yeah.
Is that the way he's shown in the film?
They nail both.
Because isn't he a college professor or something like that? What was his job?
They don't get into what his job is in the movie.
Okay.
Right, Martine? They never did. Like, his job is basically, being in the Justice Society.
Right,
right. And
right.
that Hawk, I don't know
But
what
in the
they call
comic
it.
books, isn't he a college professor or something like that?
Well, see, that's the
can't
thing.
remember.
Like you, I all I know from Dr. Fate is stuff from some animated stuff that I've seen in video games.
Yeah.
And now this movie. But when I've talked to some of my other, comic book friends who are, more DC than I was, because I was raised on Marvel basically.
Right.
The stuff that they're saying tracks with the way he comes off in this movie, and especially Hawkman. Like, I was not excited about Hawkman when I saw the trailer. I was like, really? That's who they're gonna go with? Like, Hawkman? Like, but my only experience with Hawkman was when he was like a simp, or a little, you're getting cucked on Legends of Tomorrow.
that CW thing. Wow.
Yeah.
But even there,
he's
he was kind
badass.
of a tough guy in that show.
Yeah, but
which I did like.
Hey, Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'm sharing something.
Okay.
Go ahead.
That's my desktop background right now.
Oh, nice. Nice. Is this Justice Society?
Yeah, this is this
okay.
is
And some other ones apparently, because I see Power Girl there, and that's not a.
This is
the
Kingdom
classic
Come.
ones.
Okay.
Now,
cool.
some
I'll tell you what, though,
some
man,
of these characters don't necessarily exist immediately. I mean, you have, for instance, right over here, you have Steel.
Yeah.
Good character.
Commander Steel.
Commander Steel.
Is that
And
Power
that
Girl
wasn't-
over there? Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, Power Girl, Liberty Bell, Dr. Midnight.
That's
Hang
our
on.
man.
Let me ask you something. Hawkman's in the middle. Is that Dr. Fate and Black
is
Adam
Dr.
on either
Midnight.
side of him?
I don't think
Tell
that's
me
Black
that's not
Adam.
Black Adam
No,
right there.
I don't.
Well, no. Yeah, that's Dr. Fate up there because you can tell by the helmet.
Right.
Yeah.
The helmet.
And then let's
That's
see.
the original Hour Man.
Our man.
I
Okay.
think.
Power Man.
Okay.
No. Our Man is on the other. Well, that's the new version of Iron Man. Our Man.
Yeah, that's the original Hour Man.
The OG Our Man is actually on the other side of Wildcat. Okay, he's the guy with his arm on the Flash. The guy all in black. That's Wildcat.
That's Sandman.
No.
Wildcat.
Flash.
Standing next to Liberty. What?
Wildcat.
That is
Our
our
Man,
man. I've seen him in the
Liberty Bell.
video games.
Power
Yeah.
Girl.
Yeah.
On the other side is Green Lantern, Sandman, and then Dr. Midnight. Yeah, so it's two different directions, but I mean, there's more than one.
I just know Black Adam has a gold laid black hood that he wears sometimes. So yeah.
Yeah, well, he was not a part of the Justice Society.
Okay.
He was a bad guy. He was.
I was
actually,
fixing to say the Black Adam character. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. The Black Adam character is kind of like Venom in the Spider-Man universe. He's an anti-hero. You don't know which way he's going to go.
Yeah.
The way he's been portrayed to me through, and I get most of my knowledge from DC Universe Online, the video game.
Yeah.
And they really use the lore a lot in building that universe. And in that game, and by the way, they have a new DLC if anybody plays that game that comes out next Thursday.
Cool.
Having to do with this very thing. I think it's called The Sins of Black Adam or something like that is the name of the DLC.
I didn't know that they were still putting out stuff for it.
Oh, you kidding me?
yeah.
They put out a new one every 3 months, dude. Yeah, that game has changed hands a couple of times, but it's still thriving and surviving. Yes. But the way he's portrayed in the books, or excuse me, in that game, he's always getting punked by Felix Faust trying to steal his powers by teasing bringing back ISIS.
Yep.
And that's all he cares about in that game is bringing back his wife.
Felix
That's all he cares
Faust is
about.
another really cool character. Look,
Mhm.
as I keep saying, and I've been saying this for years,
Mhm.
if you have a complete understanding of the DC library,
Mhm.
you can start dividing off all of this stuff to be able to take advantage of stuff that people don't know. The
Mhm.
whole occult side of DC alone has enough characters to.
Oh snap, Mom! What time you going? I'm gonna have to hit you up right before you go.
Felix Faust. Oh man, I'm telling you, that dude.
Yeah, he's a bad dude in that video game. You got to
geez.
watch him like a hawk, man.
I mean, wow. I mean, it's
No
just,
pun intended.
but there are characters that if you did exactly what you should be doing. Look, I think Zaslav should go ahead and offer James Gunn the same deal that Kevin Feige had made originally with James Gunn, which is, hey, James Gunn, why don't you handle the entire cosmic DC? Because then you could handle things like.
Does he know the lore?
Oh God, yes.
Okay. Well, then I'm down. Yeah.
To have done all the stuff that he has done with Peacemaker, he's got characters in there that
he deep cuts. That dude
he
is
down.
Okay.
He is so down.
Well, yeah.
And so
Are you listening, Zaslav? These are the actual comic book guys. They know what they're talking about.
You should just go ahead and make that offer to James Gunn. Now, will James Gunn take it? I'm not certain, because he wants to have control over all of the weird characters from DC, all of the ones who are like.
I would love to see
C-list,
James. If that's the case, I would love to see James Gunn do a Justice League Dark movie. That would be awesome.
No, I would agree with you, but he won't do it.
Really?
No, he won't do it.
I want to see Zatanna's hot butt and
Oh,
fishnets
good.
on screen,
You know.
bro. Yeah, I want to see
Oh,
that.
God. Yeah, man. Don't even.
That'll get you in trouble. But I mean,
hey.
You know what?
There is nothing wrong with being a flaming heterosexual. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that.
The thing about Justice League Dark is that script that I heard about from Guillermo del Toro was tight, and who he wanted to cast in it was even better, and he still got turned down. Which is the reason.
As soon as you said Guillermo del Toro and Justice League Dark, oh my God, that would be.
Yeah, we were
tripping.
talking about this earlier, man.
Yeah,
sorry I missed it.
No, that's why. It's one of the reasons why Hamada's history.
He wanted Matt Ryan, who was who played Constantine in the NBC series.
Yeah.
Del Toro loved Matt Ryan's portrayal, and so he told Warner Brothers, "You give me Justice League Dark. You give me the money to make this. I will put Matt Ryan in that film."
Oh, and he'd be a star.
Yeah, he'd be a star.
Anybody? He may be one of the few good things that came out of the Arrowverse.
Actually, he wasn't.
Actually,
he
it was
didn't
free.
start in it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It started on CBS. Yes, it did. I forgot about that. But
and it's two different production companies, which is two different versions of the character.
It really is because like
CW, that's a comedic version of the character that was done for laughs. But the NBC original version, which I have my Blu-ray sitting right over there, which I'm gonna have to watch.
That was NBC. I thought CBS did that.
No, it was NBC.
No, CBS did Supergirl.
That's
NBC,
right.
NBC wanted to have their own version of Supernatural, and that's what they thought they had, and they didn't realize how intense.
I still haven't watched I think it was 12 episodes they put out.
Oh, damn, Mom! My mom's
still haven't watched them all.
at the theater now. What are you doing listening to us?
You can watch all the episodes of Constantine on HBO Max.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know they were on CWC for a little bit, so
I
was thinking about watching them there.
It is worth your time. And again, as I keep telling people, when you watch the pilot, there are Easter eggs really throughout the entire show.
Yeah, but don't they basically retcon like?
And I think they show
episode though, right?
I think they show Fate's helmet in there too.
It's sitting in there gathering dust.
Yeah,
in the pilot, and then one of the characters picks it up. I think in episode 2.
Yeah.
And
I'll have to watch those, man, for sure, because I love the guy. I know that they nailed the casting almost as well as Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. I mean,
Yeah,
it was that kind of casting.
If
You
he
know,
had been allowed to be in a movie, if Guillermo del Toro had made that movie, he would have been as synonymous with that character as Robert Downey Jr. is with Iron Man, or as Hugh Jackman was with Wolverine.
Okay, now let me ask your opinion of this, guys.
Yeah.
Now that it looks like, and from all accounts, I mean, Danny, others that I've heard that have seen it,
Even
are
Kadish likes
great.
it, guys. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
we got this film, and hopefully it snowballs and starts picking up some steam and makes money, right?
Yeah.
Which I think it will, because, quite frankly, there's a void there right now, and you know,
I hope so. Like,
this is
they
the
just
move that
lowered all
Warner
their-
should have made back when Phase 4 started. You know, right after Endgame. This is the move they should have been making.
Yes.
But we got that one. We got Spider-Man: No Way Home, which was a huge hit, right? For
I mean, I love
memorabilia
that movie.
reasons, but still, it was a great movie.
Yeah.
And these are non-woke films, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's not an ounce
do you
of woke
think
anything.
that
I
maybe
think it's-
we're going to see them start to realize, hey, you know, we could be making a ton more bread if we just consult our comic book faithful people and start making some good stuff.
That's why I have
mean,
faith. I have more faith, way more faith now that Zaslav is in charge.
Yeah.
Because of because he's not trying to check boxes and
No,
and that's what all these critics
He's
hate.
checking the bottom lines, is what he's
Yeah.
checking. That's what I dig
Yeah.
about him. How do we make money? This is
Yeah.
not going to make money. Batgirl is not going to make money. Kill it, burn it, put it in a vault. We're not doing that, right? Who cares if he knows comic books? He doesn't. If he wants to make money, he's going to find people that know comic books to do it. So
That's it. That
I'm
and
crossing
you
my
know-
fingers.
And that really is the key. Was the key with Disney with Kevin Feige. None of the people above Kevin Feige knew anything about comics. They just knew that he knew what he was talking about to a certain extent, and they let him. They got out of his way. They gave him money, and they also told him this: look, as long as I don't have to like come down on you, as long as you're not doing anything to make me have to like go over there. Just make the money, make us money, and we'll be happy. And as long as I'm not having to actually actively do anything, we're cool. And so you let Kevin Feige go off, you give him money, and he returns double, triple, quadruple your investment. Why would you need to say anything to the guy? Just keep giving him the Christmas cards.
Bye,
keep
Mom.
sending
Enjoy
us
the
enjoy the movie, Mom.
Call me as soon as you're done.
Yeah. To answer Bill Barquet in there, I don't know if he showed up in there, but he was part of the CW Arrowverse. I quit watching the Arrowverse whenever they had the Crisis on Infinite Earths.
When they killed
that
Arrow?
crossover, because my favorite character in it was Ollie. It was
Yeah, and
the
then they
original
killed him.
guy,
Yeah.
and they killed him off. So I quit watching. I haven't watched The Flash since. None of that stuff. My wife loved Legends of Tomorrow, but you know she recognized it was corny cheesiness. You know,
I tell you, man, Arrow and Flash, those first few were so good.
Oh, the first season of Arrow is one of the best seasons on television, man. It was when he was straight up killing people. That was awesome.
Breaking dudes' necks.
That
like,
broke that dude's neck in the first.
and when
nobody can know my secret. Snap.
Yeah,
Like,
and then
I like this shit.
and then to have the Huntress on the show and then let the character go.
Yeah, that's
and
look,
then
I
then
don't-
they
Why did you bring her up?
and even
Did
worse.
you see
even
the
worse.
criminal shit they did to her in that freaking
And-
stupid ass Harley Quinn movie?
Yeah,
Oh my
and then to make it even worse, they brought in Simon Stagg, killed him on the Flash, and never did anything with Metamorpho.
Oh man, how
Meta-
many times did they screw up? What's that mad scientist's name that made the Red Tornado and they killed him off in that episode of Supergirl?
And then they kept making
he's a huge bad guy.
Yeah, they kept making references to
Tio Morrow.
Ivo.
That's him, Tio Morrow.
Yeah. But they also referenced Ivo, and they also had several things that were references to Green Lantern. They started out with a lot of references to Hal Jordan, and never did anything. Never did anything at all.
Kingsport, all of them have.
Cord
all of
Industries,
us have
all
quit
over the place.
watching it. but
We never
my
got Blue
point
Beetle.
is, it started off really good. It
But-
started
but
off really good.
The biggest crime that they had
Mhm.
was when they took a character out or changed a character at the 11th hour that they were originally going to have.
Yeah.
Blue Beetle was originally meant to be a part of all that, and they got rid of the character in favor of the Atom.
Okay.
The character that what's his name played, Brendan Routh.
Yeah, I know who
Brendan,
he is.
Yeah, Brendan Routh was originally supposed to play the Blue Beetle.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought the Blue Beetle was a teenager.
No, that's the
that's
third Blue Beetle.
That's the third
Okay.
Blue Beetle.
Okay, the original one apparently.
No, not the original. The second one.
The original was Dan Garrett. He had the scarab and he had powers.
Okay.
And the second
Dan Garrett gave when he died, it fell in
Ted Cord.
It got in Ted Cord's hands.
John,
Ted Cord
like I
could
said,
not
I
figure out
learned
how to
all of
use
this
the
stuff.
scarab, but he did use it to inspire him to create a Batman-esque character.
That's right.
Of Blue Beetle.
That's right.
So second Blue Beetle is basically Batman without the psychosis.
Gotcha.
Well, he's Batman and Tony Stark. He's
Batman
Well,
Tony Stark.
like I said, guys, I only know my knowledge is only from video games, and
Well-
he's a teenager in
that's the third one.
Injustice 2. So
Speaking of that, while you guys were talking, I did kind of go onto the site and find out that my account transferred over from years ago.
Oh, dude!
And I downloaded the installer for DC Universe Online.
yeah, man,
So,
yeah,
my
your account's
character-
still there.
My
it's
character's still there. So
Yeah, it may have a different name now. They do clear the names now every once in a while, and it'll have it. You may have to change the name, but yeah, it's still there.
Congratulations, big man.
It's
Yeah.
fun. It's a fun game. If you ever want to play with me, John, I will definitely get on there with you, and we'll do it because it's crossover. The Sony PlayStation console and the computer are on the same servers. So yeah, you can play.
Yeah, Jeebus, you're right. It's Dan Garrett, Ted Cord, then Jaime Reyes. And the thing about Ted Cord is, if Tony Stark were a nice guy, and did things that were the right things, that's Ted Cord. He is the nicest version of Tony Stark.
When's the last time you guys had this much fun talking about what might be after seeing the
Oh,
movie?
geez. That's me every time I go to the comic book shop.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is after a movie that Hollywood put out.
Oh, wow.
Because
It's been a while.
after
It's been a
the
while.
Hollywood movies we've been seeing lately, we've been bitching and complaining, not being hopeful about what we might see, right?
It's
a much
all-
better conversation is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It is all thanks to Dwayne Johnson. I mean,
Oh yeah.
we are going to get some goodness. And look, everyone out there that is still kind of like, oh, I'm with Hamada. You got to understand, Hamada was never going to take you here. He was never going to lead you here. Okay.
Second example this year of a Hollywood icon, a very powerful actor and producer saying, "Let me show you guys how to make some money.
It's all about
let's
the
go make
fans.
some money.
It's all about
let's
the
go
fans.
show the fans some good stuff and make
That's
a
right.
shit ton of bread. Let's do
Yeah.
it."
I think the other person was Tom Cruise.
I believe that's his name. And as we established yesterday on the show I do on Thursday nights, we always look at the box office receipts weekly. And guess what's still in the top 10 in the theater?
Oh,
no
Maverick?
way.
It's hanging on to the bottom
Yeah.
rung. It only made like 600,000 last week, but people, instead of buying it, are still going to see it
It's
in the
so
theater.
good. It's so
Yeah.
good.
Well,
They still are.
I need to
20
go.
weeks later.
Yeah.
So I've got a meeting here coming
You heading
up.
out, John?
so-
All right, bud.
Yeah, I've
Hey,
got to
John.
leave. So I will see you guys for a bit this afternoon.
You
All
got
right,
it.
John.
You have a good
Take care,
day.
man.
Later, John.
See ya.
Be well, my friend.
You know.
But yeah, this is a much more fun conversation to have
Oh yeah.
than hating on Rings of Power or hating on She-Hulk. You know?
Oh hey, you took my advice. You're rocking. Is that your robe? You rocking the
Yeah,
robe today?
yeah. I started doing it. I started doing it after you suggested it. Everybody said, "Yeah, go and
Hey,
show up in your robe."
this-
Well, this is morning coffee, right? Right?
Yeah.
Yo,
I've got my morning coffee
allow
on.
me to interject here. This is very important. Our friend, very good friend, Fat Steven Seagal, is having serious problem today.
It's his birthday, isn't it?
Wow.
No, it
Full
was
video now.
No,
His
he's
What?
got
yesterday
Oh,
or the day
God.
before. Yeah.
Oh no.
So
Got a strike from an old video, and now his apartment is literally flooding, and it's bad. Wow. Okay.
So,
say a prayer for that guy.
But it is his birthday today. Also.
No. It was yesterday or the day before.
Oh, I thought it was today.
I'm not sure.
Because my buddy
Pullman's
Brian,
memory, but
Brian's birthday is today from the Popcast.
Wow.
It's also would have been Carrie Fisher's birthday, I believe. Today.
Well, listen.
We should be.
Yeah. Look, prayers to Fat Steven, and really see what I'm gonna have to go by and try to contact him and see what I can do. But hashtag love for Fat Steven.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I hope it all works out.
Oh
for you,
no.
brother.
No, did you see this? Yeah. No, I haven't. I'll have to go check that out. I didn't have any idea. That sucks.
Wow.
Bummer. Okay.
Damn it. I'm sorry. I'm just now reading your DMs on Twitter. I gotta see. I turn my notifications off because these guys, the pop culture guys, have like 10 different freaking chats they got me a part of, and everybody like 24/7 is posting.
Okay, well,
like
what you
memes
do,
or
what you do,
links
there's
and
an
stuff
answer
like
for that. You can
Yeah.
still get notified. Just what kind of phone do you have?
I have a Pixel. Google
You have a Pixel. Okay. Well, there's got to be a way to get silently notified, or maybe a tag or something. I know on my iPhone, I just turn tags on. I don't get every Twitter thing in my. I get it in the feed and everything, but it doesn't blow my phone up. You understand?
Okay.
I do it silently. So yeah, there's a way to do it. Just
Yeah, I'll
look at
I'll,
what your notification settings are.
Yeah, I have my Twitter ones off just because it would like bing, bing, bing. You know, like
No, I just want to make you aware that I was trying to get a hold of you about the thing that you asked me to get.
No, good. No. Because my buddy Johnny Rock wants to join us, and we've got the name, and Gary said he was cool with the day.
Yeah, I saw that on the stream the other day.
Yeah.
Yes, very cool.
Yeah.
But getting back to this subject, man, I just think it's a much better conversation to be having because I'm a big nerd at heart. I grew up on Marvel, but being a Marvelite, I still root for Superman. I still root for the original superhero because without him, there are no superheroes. So I always root for him to do better. And I don't know about you guys. I loved Man of Steel. I thought that movie was great. I thought it was a good first step into the DCEU. But they just fumbled the ball after that, trying to keep up with Marvel instead of taking their time and just developing the characters.
What you had was a lot of people that were running Warner Brothers that were really all about just paying attention to that and not trying to turn out good entertainment. Especially Kevin Tsujihara, who was who was not the smartest cookie for what he had done, and then Toby Emmerich and everyone that followed after that just started getting way too much into the making of all of these films when they should have just backed off. Because again, you got to understand, once you have a deal, that doesn't stop the studio from getting updates, reports, dailies. They have to approve the script before you do anything. That's the reason why I'm always surprised when they act surprised when a movie comes out and doesn't do very well. You knew going in exactly what you had. There is nothing that happened in the production of any of Zack Snyder's films that did not get approval from everyone at Warner Brothers. Okay, that's what really is maddening. That would be like saying that having a movie come out and not do well. That's an MCU film. Everybody knows Kevin Feige had to approve all of it. That's like Kevin.
They
Feige
also handcuffed Snyder a little bit too, because this could be. I could have the sources maybe leading me down the wrong path, but isn't it the case that the Martian Manhunter showing up at Bruce Wayne's place at the end of it, that was supposed to be the Lantern Corps showing up? He wanted to put the lanterns in there.
He wanted two lanterns to show up, and they told him no because of one of them. Actually, technically, both of them. He wanted Hal Jordan and he wanted Jon Stewart.
Right.
Hal Jordan because they stopped him because he was going to put Ryan Reynolds in there. Jon Stewart because they had promised Jon Stewart to Greg Berlanti for his television series.
Yeah.
So
I don't know what is the deal with them not being able to do the Green Lantern. Is it a power struggle behind the scenes to get their name on it, or
well here's the thing that really sucks about the Green Lantern,
because you're talking about a character that would make them so much money because he's kind of like he's kind of like Iron Man in the Marvel universe.
Actually, if you take the movie Top Gun Maverick and mix it with Star Wars,
yeah.
There
you go.
What they did.
There
I mean, they already
yeah.
did that. Maverick was totally ripped off the scene from Star Wars at the. I mean, I don't mind. It was good.
Yeah, absolutely. We know that's.
But that's what the Green Lantern movies should be with Hal Jordan at the center.
Yeah.
But the thing is that you had Greg Berlanti, who was one of the writers of the script. Well, guess who also worked on the movie? Jeff Johns, Mr. Green Lanterns himself, and that movie still sucked.
Yeah.
So what's really awful is that you have the guy who you ended up giving full control over everything that you put out in the CW as far as DC. Before all of that, before Arrow was the one who co-wrote the script for Green Lantern. Okay, so they went ahead and gave him Arrow anyway. So they've been doing him a favor all this time. And my only thing with Greg Berlanti is that he could never really truly commit to any TV show. He would stay 2 years, then leave and go do something else.
So in other words, what you're telling me is they're using that property to just help their friends out.
Or in this case, one friend out.
Right.
Because he got more chances than anyone else. And after a while, CW was pretty much, at least from Warner Brothers.
Well, my whole thing is this, man. Can you guys tell me a more popular character in the DC universe? I mean, other than the Trinity, than the Green Lantern, and they should be cashing in on this.
They should be.
Should have been a long time ago.
Yeah. I mean, you can get.
And I got to tell you guys, once again, I only know this stuff from video games and watching the movies. Me and my wife, we liked the Green Lantern movie, but I thought it was kind of stupid that they had Parallax. I have some knowledge. I thought it was stupid as shit they had Parallax as the main bad guy in the first movie. I was like,
he didn't really need much of a bad guy. What you needed to do was have a story about an Earthman who suddenly finds out the universe is much bigger than he ever thought it was.
Right.
He learns everything. He comes back to Earth. You have to do a situation where it was a natural disaster or something that he's able to stop. And that's your movie. You didn't need to have some big villain until the second film.
Well, I think the Sinestro stuff was good.
That's what I was saying. There is good stuff there. There is good stuff there. And I tell you what, I show people this scene all the time. When Parallax is sitting there telling him what he's going to do to him, and he's quoting the oath. That is a really cool scene because you see during that scene he starts to believe what he's saying. And the will starts taking over, it had effective stuff in it. Now the mutual friend that was an idiot that the Parallax used and all that stuff, that was all dumb. Yeah. And
what
it had some good stuff in it.
What took me out of it was their just retarded choice to make it look like Roger Rabbit. Like, I don't understand why they didn't do something practical with the face. Like, that was just so.
Guys, a friendly reminder: we have a show in an hour and a half.
You know what? We should be trying to.
Well, that's what happens when good stuff comes out in Hollywood. We can't stop talking about it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Martin, for reminding me. You know what? We should probably begin to wrap the show up because it is now. Oh gosh, in Central Time, it's 12:32.
Yes,
in
sir.
the afternoon. So
you got a show in an hour and a half.
Yep. So look, Joe, Danny, Martin, I'm Keith. Thank you to well, let me just go ahead and just do this because okay, let's just go ahead and we begin with thank you to Werewolf Jeebus, Anima Confusa, Scrib Light, Dark Knight, Zach, Penny, Don Ecker, Dragon Bricks, Mr. Scott Lewis, my favorite supervillain name, Dr. Dragon, Marcos A, Mr. Tickle Trunk, thank you again. Adrian Kalitz, of course, Joe, who's here with us, War Monkey, Real Wade Nation, King's Port Cow, Lindsay the Cynical Geek, Latino Slant, aka Paule, Mary Bernie, who is a new person to our show. Thank you. Retro Naga, Adega Outlaw, TJ. Hey TJ, I like what you put out here, dude. And that's so cool. Bill Barkley. Let's see. Of course, Mr. His name is Jerry. Oh, Gary. Okay. Gary. Okay. The Peter Brinkman fan site. And Lord Toth. Thank you. Thank you very much. You have been watching Morning Coffee with Keith and Martin and John and Danny and Joe.
And the rest of the Beatles. Yes.
And the rest of the Beatles. So, for all of us here on the show, I thank you. I just want to say have a good afternoon, and hopefully you will come back right here to join us for TGIF. Martin, roll the credits.